Hello. It turns out there's birds living in my attic, and they tell me that stuff has happened. So what's up? Despite the ongoing investigations into labor law violations, Starbucks continues to violate labor laws. Most recently, after all the stores that they had in Ithaca all unionized, they decided to just not have stores in Ithaca anymore. As one store was closing, employees were like, okay, can we transfer to another store? And they were like, there are no other stores. This is a cool and reasonable response to employees asking for slightly better working conditions, especially from a company that is one of the largest companies in the United States. Now, weird losers are gonna talk about how Starbucks employees don't deserve a union and don't deserve better working conditions. Those people are weird losers. If you work, you deserve reasonable working conditions. And if you think that someone else's working conditions are more reasonable than yours, maybe think that you should have better working conditions yourself rather than knock them for asking for more. I have worked the food service industry. I have specifically worked in an adjacent company to Starbucks. It's not a good time. Those who have to deal with the general public and all of their orders deserve a lot more money. Elon Musk continues to learn the very hard way that dumb bigots are still dumb and bigoted even if you align with them. So two things have happened. One, Elon has appointed a new CEO of Twitter, saying that he's going to step aside and be CTO and just oversee product development. Asterisk, the new CEO he's appointing is a woman who has ties to the World Economic Forum. These are both unacceptable qualities for a leader from Elon's stance, because one, women can't be leaders, and two, if you're associated with the World Economic Forum, you're a globalist. That means Jew. Yes, it does not take long to look through Elon's replies to find people posting lizard memes and a lot of stuff about how women aren't allowed to be leaders. Oh, and plenty of people who now think that this is the end of free speech on the internet because a different capitalist is now running Twitter. And speaking of my frozen peaches, it turns out that Elon is actually not a free speech absolutist, or has a very bad understanding of what free speech is. Because after modest pressure from the Turkish government to censor political tweets ahead of their election, Elon just did that. Oh hey, a government is asking me to censor political speech. I guess I'll comply. This is not an infringement of free speech, it's simply a government asking me to block speech. His counter-argument is that the options were either all of Twitter goes away or just these tweets, and I don't think he sees how stupid that counter-argument is. Just some minor buckling to a foreign government silencing political speech so that you can maintain economic and political footing there. You know. That thing. Okay, let's go back to labor stuff. The friendly skies might disappear. Nearly all of the pilots for Southwest Airlines have voted to approve a potential strike as they're asking the airline to have a better scheduling system. Huge asks, major changes to their business model. A strike is not necessarily happening right now. They've approved the idea of a strike. Apparently there's like an intermediary board that has to also approve the strike that's not the workers. It's giving me school board approved senior prank vibes. Anyway, yay for striking pilots, and I hope they get what they want, because I would much prefer the pilot of the giant tube in the sky that I'm in to be happy with their working conditions. The AI takeover is here, except for Canada and Europe. Google's Bard AI, their response to ChatGPT and Bing's AI thing, is not available in Canada or Europe, and they haven't really said why. Rather, Google recently talked a lot about how this AI is available in 180 countries and territories. And what they meant was, it's available in the places where local data privacy laws don't apply to us. Yes, Bard is not available in Canada or Europe because it does not comply with their user data privacy laws. And so Google's like, we'll roll out to those places when we can figure out how to skirt those laws. I love it how companies are so deeply ingrained with their legacy business models of abusing user data that they can't even figure out how to launch new products anymore. Lightning round. China is demanding a 1.1 million vehicle recall from Tesla, citing brake failure. Dianne Feinstein is way too old still. There's no news, she's just too old. Speaking of politicians that are way too old, Biden as well. He's apparently struggling to court youthful voters, and I cannot imagine why. Florida is investigating a teacher after she showed a Disney movie with a gay character in her classroom. A 14-year-old boy reportedly fought off a would-be kidnapper using his slingshot, which is badass. The Washington Commanders football team is apparently going to be sold for like $6 billion, or at least it's looking that way. I have not seen a $6 billion play from them in a while. I also don't watch football, so I don't know. A speedrunner has already beaten Tears of the Kingdom in 90 minutes, and probably that time has already gone down since I wrote this. And finally, a university professor in Florida has broken the record for the amount of time lived underwater, and he's gonna keep on going. He's been there for like a few months and is going for at least 100 days. He's in like an underwater bunker, and like it doesn't have pressure being maintained or anything. He's just dealing with it. Raw dogging that ambient pressure. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Stuff Keeps Happening. Head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources, bonus content, and a breakfast portion of orange juice. My name is Endeavorance. I'll be back on Wednesday. Take care and be well.